Do you actually feel you've made a wrong mistake and you are actually considering, giving up on your spouse, or in fact, you are just tired? Well, I hope this video blesses you. But before I carry on, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're going to find the whole video on YouTube. So subscribe and please share our videos. Right. There's 7 stages in every marriage. And I want to talk about one, which is what I call the power struggle. It's the third stage in the relationship. We have the romance, we have one finding themselves, and then we have the power struggle. This is the place where many people never seems to know how to navigate. And this is where resentment is built from. This is where anger carries on, and many people are never able to graduate from this stage to the other stage. So they are stuck there, and they carry on and they carry on and they carry on. It's the first 5 years of the marriage. What happens here? In this stage, one is beginning to find themselves. And sometimes what we tend to do is we forget that we're all a product of our past. You're from somewhere else, I'm from somewhere else. The way we deal with things. Let's assume somebody from a domestic violence background, somebody from an abusive background, just name it, somebody from a hostile background, somebody that is from a background that parents never showed emotions. In fact, they never had the opportunity to speak. So now they've grown up, full adults. They're not even aware of these challenges that they've grown up in. And then they're married. And then you expect them to do and know everything. This is the stage where we call finding oneself. Why? Because both of you, the marriage is all about two people hoping to build a home and to be one in the way they're thinking and do things. So the struggle becomes very, very intense, and many people can't actually navigate through this process. It becomes a blame game. You do this, I want this, your needs, you want your needs met, she wants her needs met, and there's always, fighting. And you seem to think that your spouse is stubborn. You seem to think that she doesn't listen. In fact, you're always finding faults. I keep telling people, if you want to find faults in any relationship, you will find faults. Everybody have problem. Anything they are carrying. We're all a product of our past. So how do you navigate through this power struggle stage of relationship? Number 1, stop your expectation. Drop the expectations. Don't assume that your spouse has been with you 6 months, 5 months, 1 year, 2 years, they should know you better. No. When somebody is from a certain background, the way they deal with things are very different. Somebody from a hostile background cannot function the same way as somebody who's come from a two-parental home, healthy, bonding, the way they deal with, family issues. Everybody is coming from somewhere. So drop the expectation. Remember that your spouse is an individual, you are also an individual. Don't expect too much of them. Learn to study them. Learn to know them. Learn to understand their background. Yes, I'm asking you to do that because it would help you to navigate through this power struggle so that you don't apportion too much blame. Number 2, communication. Communication is a big thing, but let me narrow it down. Remember, if you want to communicate with them, remember it's your spouse. It's not an enemy. So how you say things makes a difference. You don't need to shout. You don't need to, be frustrated because they are not getting you. They're not getting you because they are not from where you're coming from. The way you grew up is different from the way they grew up. Have you actually considered that some people are actually shy? Have you actually considered some people have low self-esteem? Have you actually considered that there are people who are actually afraid to share their fears because they've experienced rejection upon rejection upon rejection so many times? So you have to consider all these things. In fact, you have to be a detective, emotional detective, learning to understand your spouse, where and how they grew up. Take it into consideration when you want to communicate with them. Don't come in an attack. How you say something makes a lot of difference. Come in a humble way. Communicate. Don't shout. Number 3, Be patient. It takes time for people to change. People don't just get up and change. It takes time. They might keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's okay. Give them time to change. Just keep reminding them. So, if you are at the stage, first 5 years of the marriage, many people don't graduate. Many people don't, in fact, they don't grow out of that. They take it to the next level, and next level. Builds resentment. Remember, your spouse is not you. We are all a product of our past, coming from different background, different problems, different challenges. So 3 things. Drop your expectations. Be mindful of your communication with them. And be patient. Give them time to change. My name is Abigail Bokwe, and until I come your way again, you can be happy again. Bye, and don't forget to share our videos. Bye-bye.